Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Am I the idiot for taking away my stepdaughter's college fund? I married my wife Lynn 8 years. We both came with a child of our own and each other's partner was active in their lives and good parents. My son, Adam, is with us 50% of the time while her daughter, Pam, is with us 60% of the time. Our children respect one another's spouses and get along, however my son does tend to have it a bit easier because his mother earns as much as me, so we are able to provide more for him. I don't leave Pam wanting or needing, however there is a difference in things. One of the differences is cars. My son drives a nicer vehicle than Pam because my ex and I split the cost. My wife did not help with that, and I did not help her and her husband with her current car. Last weekend was Pam's 18th birthday and she wanted to go out with her friends. COVID is not an issue here, but wasn't able to line it all up correctly due to vehicle space, and asked Adam if she could use his car to solve the issue and so she could travel in style. My son said no, and that was that until it wasn't. She took his car, stolen it in my opinion, and refused to come back. My son sent her and my wife a text for proof, come back in half an hour or I call the cops. No joke and no negotiation. My wife wasn't happy with her daughter or my son. About 20 minutes later we get a call that she's been in an accident. She's fine but the car is done. Pam blamed Adam because of his threat. She rushed home. He laughed and told her the threat was because of her grand theft auto. My ex called the next day and laid it out flat. She's pressing charges unless my wife, and thus me, fix it. I agree with her. It's Pam's fault, and she needs to fix it. My wife is freaking out because Pam is 18, and frankly I get it. Her life would take a huge blow at the age of 18 with a felony on her record. I told my wife I wasn't paying for it. Not happening. I already paid for it as far as I'm concerned. The only alternative is Pam's college savings. After you factor in the loss, cleanup fees, and cost of a new car, there might be 5% left. Pam, my wife, and her ex-husband are upset to say the least. They think she's losing her future because of one mistake, and that she should not have to pay to replace a brand new car, and that Adam can fake with a nice used car. I think their thought process is a joke and they need to pay up. Adam had given them will this weekend to transfer the money or he's calling the cops, and I know his mom will sue for the money, so they're just making it harder on themselves. They think I'm the idiot for not solving the issue by not paying for it myself and calming my son down. She stole the car. She needs to deal with consequences, although I'm surprised a new car would not have some kind of coverage. Not the idiot. Pam was in the wrong and needs to pay. It sucks. But there was no dire reason for her to take the car without permission. She could have came up with another solution. On top of taking the car without permission, she wrecked it. If her parents don't want to pay for it either, then they shouldn't complain about her college money going towards it or Pam getting sued. I don't see how you're taking away her college fund. Not the idiot. Your stepdaughter stole your son's car. If her parents don't want to use her college fund, they can cough up the money themselves. That said, your marriage might be done for. Would I be the idiot for exposing future father-in-law to alcohol at our engagement party? Father-in-law has alcohol-induced dementia and I still want to serve alcohol at our party, despite fiance's objection. My fiance and I are planning our engagement, previously delayed due to COVID. COVID is almost eliminated here and it's now safe to gather. Father-in-law has alcohol-induced dementia and takes medications not compatible with alcohol. The dementia means father-in-law cannot remember conversations minutes before, struggles with impulse control and can be aggressive and confused easily. Mother-in-law suggested we ask the venue staff not to serve him alcohol and provide non-alcoholic beer for him to drink at the reception. The venue have agreed to discreetly accommodate this. Now that we are planning our engagement at our home, fiance stated that we would not be able to have any alcohol due to father-in-law. I know you don't need to drink to have fun, but I want to serve some nice wines and have a toast, etc. I don't want to have to make any accommodations beyond providing non-alcoholic alternatives since mother-in-law is his caretaker and she feels this would be fine for the wedding. So why not for the engagement too? I spoke with my friend about it because I was feeling guilty about being difficult and she said I shouldn't have to change my plans for our engagement to accommodate him. This is where I think I might be the idiot. I do not like my father-in-law. I have seen him be pretty awful to my mother-in-law when she has refused to get him alcohol. He is generally immature and tells lots of fart jokes etc. Spits, is racist and I find him generally unpleasant. Fiance tells me this behavior predates the dementia. Mainly though, one night after we all went to bed, fiance went to have a shower. Father-in-law must have heard him go because father-in-law then entered our bedroom while I was naked in bed to search through our personal belongings looking for alcohol and ignored me when I asked him to leave because it was his house and he could do as he pleased. I was extremely uncomfortable but couldn't get up and leave because I was nude. He left the room when the shower turned off so fiance didn't catch him, but I told fiance right away. Fiance's family had all started hiding their alcohol in their bedrooms and locking doors to stop father-in-law stealing it, but their house is now a dry zone following this incident. I think I may be biased because I haven't forgiven him for making me uncomfortable and I don't want to have to make any accommodations beyond providing non-alcoholic alternatives and keeping an eye on him on the day. I think it's unreasonable to say no one can drink at all if father-in-law is there. I feel selfish but at the same time the engagement should be about celebrating fiance and we both would otherwise enjoy a few drinks. We regularly drink socially and fiance is happy to serve alcohol if father-in-law is not present. Would I be the idiot if I refuse to have an entirely alcohol-free event to accommodate my father-in-law? You would not be the idiot. You wouldn't be the idiot if you decided the racist spitter isn't invited at all. Why should you allow such behavior? Why would you want to force all your other guests to deal with that? Genetics isn't a free pass to treat people terribly. I know your fiance would be hurt, but isn't it more important you're safe? Not the idiot. It's not his wedding, it's your wedding. Ensure he only gets glasses of sparkling apple or grape juice and you'll party on down and have a blast. Not your job or responsibility to monitor and control what he does. That's his family's responsibility. Makes no sense to punish the entire class for one person's potential misconduct. Not the idiot in my opinion. You've made accommodations that his main caretaker feels is appropriate. I'm afraid I don't understand all the acronyms you used, but if future dear husband thinks he cannot control himself around others who have alcohol, perhaps there needs to be a discussion with future mother-in-law about whether he should be attending at all. Am I the idiot for getting mad at my friends for throwing me a surprise day party? I, 24F, have been described as being pretty chill, sort of down for anything kind of vibe. By extension, very few things make me uncomfortable. On the rare occasion something does make me uncomfortable, I try to let people know or I openly discuss it. I play most of my emotions pretty close to the vest and I'm fairly private. I don't celebrate my birthday for personal reasons, not religious or anything like that, and most people in my life know this. The most I'll take is a lil happy birthday message, no gifts or parties. Note, I celebrate other people's birthdays no problem. I'm not against birthdays as a principle, just not really into celebrating my own. Last year, this was right before COVID lockdowns, on the weekend before my day I come home to a cacophony of people yelling, a very poorly coordinated, surprise. Happy birthday. As I stood there, 1 foot over the threshold of my home and look out at the crowd of people who all know I don't celebrate my birthday, I feel, like, this unbridled rage. It was pretty obvious that they knew they messed up the second after they finished yelling surprise. I don't remember the specifics of what I said, but I basically lecture them. I'm angry that everyone in this room knows I don't celebrate my birthday but still did this. I feel betrayed, my privacy has been violated, and I'm very disappointed. I told them I was going for a walk to cool down and that I expect everything in my home to be clean and empty by the time I get back. A few hours later, I get a call from one of my closest friends who said they understand why I'm mad but that I was really rude for telling people off the way I did. That I should have pretended for a night because everyone put a lot of effort into the surprise party and they just wanted me to have a nice time for my birthday. I don't know. Sometimes the super chill persona can trick people into thinking I'll just go with the flow even if I don't want to. My birthday just passed again, and I get a free pass this year because we're all on lockdown, so there's no gathering allowed. But my friend brought up the surprise party and kinda made me feel bad about it. I left the incident feeling meh about it, but now it's more like, hey, I shouldn't feel bad about this. You guys knew I had this boundary and still violated it. But maybe my emotions are too intertwined with what happened to get an objective view on it. My logic is that it's my birthday and I should have the final say on how it should be done. It's like a why don't you let us appreciate celebrate you versus. If you really appreciate me and want to celebrate me, you wouldn't do this argument. Not the idiot. It is a boundary you have in life. They are aware you do not want a spectacle but did it anyways. This was more for them than you. Especially when they commented you should have faked it for the night. I feel the way you handled it was appropriate for the situation. You should have faked it for the night because we were excited for an excuse to throw a party for ourselves. That's pretty much what that friend said afterwards, and I'm appalled. You are so not the idiot. I'm shocked for friend criticized you for asking them to leave. I'm shocked enough if them thought a surprise party was acceptable that it even happened in the first place. I think it's a major red flag that your friend expected you to swallow your feelings out of obligation to others. That's just gross, and I'm so fucking glad you did what you did. Not the idiot. Your birthday, your rules. They knew you didn't like to celebrate your birthday but they still went ahead with it anyways, disrespecting your boundaries. Not the idiot but kind of the idiot. Your friends not respecting your wishes suck, but you shouldn't have yelled and told them to GTFO. I agree with them, you should have been nicer. Am I the idiot for telling my mom that she is being a bad parent? Sorry for the formatting ahead of time. I'm on mobile. I, F21. I'm one of 6 kids, 4 older, 1 younger, and I didn't necessarily have a great upbringing. It was tough and I had to get a job at 14 to help with bills for my mom who is a single parent. I have a younger sister, 17, who gets everything handed to her, and my family still isn't well off or even comfortable financially. My sister will text my mom from other rooms in the house about her running out of paper for her school notebook and make my mom come wait on her hand and foot. I guess the part that I feel awful about is the fact that my mom still has 2 kids at home, brother with special needs and my little sis. I live on the other side of the state with my long-term boyfriend and get stuck dealing with all the family stuff for them. My mom can't talk to my sister about anything and refuses to discipline her. Both my mother and another brother of mine, 37, have already bought her an iPhone 12, given her a lot of money, never say no to her, etc. I texted my brother, 37, about how I'm worried how sis, 17, has no good habits about her. She stays up until 4:30 am, never sleeps, doesn't brush her teeth, doesn't eat, and to top it all off is on a medication for seizures. They refuse to do anything about it, and when I bring it up to my older bro and mom they tell me that it's easier to give 17 what she wants instead of arguing with her. I've brought it up multiple times, and it'll go maybe 2 weeks max until I hear about it again. My sis always texts me about how she has no motivation to do anything, wonders what my motivation for going out of the house is, etc. Then I suggest maybe going to a doctor about it. Mom insists it's her medicine making her depressed, but I get shut down so hard. I also reminded my mom that when I was 18 I still lived at the house but had more respect for her than I have ever seen sis give my mom. I also reminded mom that I got kicked out of the house right after my 18th day because she didn't want my income grouped in with hers anymore, because instead of paying for my siblings and mom's bills I had my own to pay for, and she couldn't get any government assistance anymore because of it. I'm worried about her, sis, 17, health. As said before, she doesn't sleep, eat, or at one point literally told me she didn't poop for 6 days straight. But I know for a fact that they make me the scapegoat and say OOP is the one who said that she said that you should do this and that. So I told my mom and all I got was I know. I know that my mom is now upset with me and my sister is mad at me for even saying anything to my mom in the first place. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, but it sounds like these people don't love you, don't respect you, and you might be happier and healthier going no contact with them in the long run. Not the idiot. You're a victim of parentification, which is a form of abuse. You should never have had to have been put into the position of supporting the family at 14, and I bet you did a lot of the legwork with your siblings growing up as well. Not to mention the second you hit adult age she kicked you out because your presence would hinder more than it would help since you were no longer able to finance the family. Your mother is definitely the source of the poison. Your options for resolution are limited, and I'm sorry you are stuck in this position. There's child service as an option, but unless there's some more concrete evidence of neglect or abuse, then it's, in my personal very unofficial opinion, unlikely that their involvement will result in a favorable outcome. It's clear something needs to change, but you're not in a position to be able to do anything. She really needs help from professionals. If your mom won't get her the help she needs, she will have to somehow get it herself when she hits 18. There are resources out there available to her. I'm sure getting her to use them will be the uphill battle, should you choose to fight it. Not the idiot. My mother is like this with my younger sis too. Call Child Protection Services or your equivalent with evidence just in case, because what it's happening is not okay. Your mother is neglectful and your sister sounds like it could escalate into abuse if her arguments get physical. I know calling Child Protection Services sounds awful, but if they don't do anything, maybe it'll give your mother a push to actually parent your sister.